that's a wrap for our afternoon run. Just an easy 5 miles. I have to tell you, sometimes when I do these easy runs, 3, 4, even 5 and 6 miles now, sometimes I think to myself, like, man, this feels so easy. Am I even working out? Like, did I even do anything today? And I have to keep myself in check. I know I can get easily carried away. I did this in the past growing up when I was running. I wanted to do 2 days all the time, so I'd do my morning run back. Oh yeah, I feel good, let's go again. And just eventually end up injured. So keeping myself in check, trusting my training program, and sticking to it. But to feed off yesterday, talking about Mondays are for fresh starts, I wanted to touch on this idea of like cleaning your space. So several weeks ago, almost maybe a month or two ago, I was struggling with this idea that I didn't feel like I was using or doing enough in music. My degree's in music, have a recording studio at my house, and I just felt like I wasn't pushing myself in that area of life. And so I decided to do a really deep cleaning of the studio, and man, did it change my mental focus, my outlook, and then ultimately my production. And so, I've been trying to do that in other areas of my life, even at work, just trying to clean my office. Growing up, I remember how often I always wanted to like rearrange my room. Because again, if I felt like things weren't going the way I wanted them to and I wanted a change, I wanted a fresh start, or that feeling of such, then rearranging my room would kind of provide that. So clean your space, clear your head, allow for yourself to grow, to have the room and the capacity to do that. People say a cluttered desk or a cluttered office is a cluttered mind. And I'm feeling that lately. So as I've cleaned out, physically and metaphorically, I've cleaned out different areas of my life. It's allowed for growth in those areas. And so I encourage you to do that if you're ever struggling. But we're in it. Another easy run tomorrow to get ready for a decent trail run on Thursday. The trail run on Thursday, the big focus is going to be getting out as soon as possible, as early as possible, in case, well, I guess starting my run, my ultramarathon in the morning, and then depending on how late I go, if I were to go into the evening, it's going to require wearing a headlamp. And so I just want to get a little bit of practice with that as much as I can. Wearing a headlamp, having to use it to navigate trail, to watch for my footing. So I got to start getting a little bit of that practice in. The other thing I'm trying to make sure I implement, like I did today, was holding off. I love running in the morning. I love running fasted. But by running later in the day, number one, I'm trying to start getting more heat exposure, make sure my body's used to running in the heat. This race is in August. It's in elevation, but it's in August, so it's going to be warm. But I also, by running later in the day, have to think about my fueling throughout the day, especially the timing of such. And so making sure roughly 2 hours, before I run, before I'm planning on running, I get that fuel in, making sure it's something that my body can digest. And then it allows me to kind of trial and error some different things. So over the next few weeks, when I do these afternoon runs, I got to practice with different solid foods and continue to find what I can eat during this race coming up. So more to come. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next time.